Hello everybody, Tere back again with another video. And today's video, guys, is gonna be about previewing this Shanghai Masters that will gonna start tomorrow. I have not previewed the tournament since US Open, I believe, because you guys who follow my channel knows that I preview the Grand Slams and the Masters. 4 Grand Slams and 9 Masters, and of course the ATP Tour Finals, which is the last tournament of the year where the best 8 players in the world anticipate. So now we have, my friends, the 8th Masters of the year, which is of course the Masters 1000th tournament in Shanghai. After this we have only one left, and it is Paris Masters. So I'm gonna do a top 5 list, which players I believe can win this tournament. And like you all guys know, the 5th player on the list is the least likely player to win, but can win it, of course. And the first player of the list is the highest likely player who can win it. So let's not waste any time, my friends, and let's get into it. On my number 5th place, I have Dominic Thiem. To be quite honest with you, my friends all over the world, I was not sure which player I would have on my 5th place, Thiem or Zverev, because I'm not a big fan of Zverev, like you know, my tennis fans all around the world, because I just think that Zverev has not had any great year this year. But I just feel that the last couple of weeks he has been playing pretty solid tennis. He was pretty solid in Lever Cup, even though that Lever Cup is an exhibition tournament, but they want to win the matches. They are not going on the court to lose. So, and Zverev won that last match against Milos Raonic. So, and Zverev has been playing really some solid tennis here in Beijing, because this hardcore swing in Asia has already started with 2 500 class tournaments, Tokyo and in Beijing. And Zverev, I believe he was in the semi-final in Beijing and lost to Tsitsipas there. But I just felt that Zverev's draw he has not an easy draw. So I don't believe that Zverev will go that far. That is my feeling. I maybe will be wrong. He has the runner-up defending player from last year, Bonat Coric, already in the first round. Zverev can already lose there, and then he has to go past Andrei Rublev. Rublev has had a great summer this year, so I don't believe Zverev can make it deep here, because I've seen some other tennis YouTubers who believe that Zverev can go to a quarterfinal and face Roger Federer there. I'm not quite convinced that Zverev will go to that quarterfinal. So no, I will not have Zverev on my number 5th place. On my number 5th place, I will have instead Dominic Thiem. Even though I'm not 100% certain about Dominic Thiem as well. I am not super fancy and super in love in Dominic Thiem when it comes to fast surfaces. And we all know, my tennis friends, that Shanghai is one of the fastest tournaments in the world, together with Australian Open. Shanghai and Australian Open are the 2 fastest tennis tournaments in the world, my friends. So, and fast surfaces and Dominic Thiem doesn't go together that super great, because Dominic Thiem, like we all know, has those long swings, has those long cuts. He needs time, but I have a feeling that he can do some damage in Shanghai, because he's doing some big damages in Beijing. He's in the final in Beijing and will face Stefanos Tsitsipas there. And Beijing is not slow. It is not maybe as fast as Shanghai, but it is pretty fast. So Dominic Thiem's result in Beijing makes me believe that he can do some damage in Shanghai. So I will have Dominic Thiem as my number 5 player on this list, about the top 5 favorites in Shanghai. So, and we go on. On my number 4th place, I have Stefanos Tsitsipas. Stefanos Tsitsipas, who is playing a final, like I mentioned just a couple of seconds ago, against Dominic Thiem in Beijing. And Stefanos Tsitsipas he has not had any great summer. Since the clay court season ended, he has been pretty horrible. But like I said, he's starting to show some good results the last couple of weeks, especially here in Beijing, where he's playing the final against Dominic Thiem and where he can win a title. Who knows who can win that match, Dominic Thiem or Stefanos Tsitsipas? Literally speaking, that match can go either way. So it is. I'm afraid to even make a prediction there. But he is in the final, Stefanos Tsitsipas in Beijing, and I think he can do some damage in this Shanghai Masters as well. So I will have Stefanos Tsitsipas out as in my number 4th place in this top 5 favorite list in Shanghai. And now we have the top 3. On my number 3rd place, my friends, I have Daniil Medvedev. I am not having Daniil Medvedev higher than this. Daniil Medvedev is probably the hottest player on earth, guys. He has been super amazing the last 2-3 months. I think he has 5 straight finals, if I'm not mistaken, in the ATP Tour. He was in final in Washington, he was in final in Rogers Cup, lost to Rafa Nadal there. He was in final in Cincinnati, won there, defeated David Goffin in that final. Excuse me. It was Daniil Medvedev's first ever Master 1000 title. He was in final in US Open, like we all know, played a superb US Open final and was extremely close to winning that final against Rafa Nadal. And he won the St. Petersburg. So Daniil Medvedev has 5 straight finals in the ATP Tour. Will he make it to his 6th straight final in Shanghai? I don't think so. It will come a day where he will lose. He is super amazing. He is a walking, running wall. He's a super ball machine. He barely misses. You have to hit through him to defeat him. But is it a place, is it a time where you can do it? It is here in Shanghai because the surface is so fast. And I think that he will not go to a final here in Shanghai. That is just my feeling. And he's in the top section of the draw together with Novak Djokovic. And not that Daniil Medvedev cannot defeat Novak Djokovic, because we all know that Daniil Medvedev has defeated Novak Djokovic 2 times already this year. One time in Monte Carlo in the clay court season, and one time in Cincinnati, where Daniil Medvedev was the champion there. But he defeated Djokovic in the semifinals. So he can defeat Djokovic in the semifinals here in Shanghai Masters as well. But I just don't believe that. I believe that Daniil Medvedev will go to that semifinal and will lose to Djokovic. That is my feeling. Maybe I will be wrong. Who knows? Maybe I will be wrong. So Daniil Medvedev, the hottest tennis player on earth, in my opinion, I have him as just number 3rd player on my top 5 favorite list, because I strongly believe that he will lose sooner or later before a final. He will lose. He has 5 straight finals on the ATP Tour, but it will come to an end. It always will come to an end to every single player. You cannot win all the time. You cannot go to the finals all the time. And I think that Daniil Medvedev's time is here now to not go to a final. So I don't think he will go to a 6th straight final. All right, on my number 2nd place, I have Roger Federer. Roger Federer, he has had a decent year, not an amazing year. He has won 3 titles this year. He has won 2 500 class tournaments and 1 Masters, Miami. His only Masters that he has won this year is Miami. And by the way, speaking about winning only 1 Masters this year, every single player has won only 1 Masters this year. What I mean is that we have only 1 player who has won 2 Masters this year, and it is Rafa Nadal, who is not even playing in this Shanghai Masters because he is injured or resting. But I think he's injured. He has some problem with his health. So he has won. Rafa is the only player who has won 2 Masters this year, and Rafa won in Rome and Rafa won in Canada, Rogers Cup. So all the other players, all the other champions that we have in Masters, it is only one player. So and Roger Federer is one of those champions who has won only 1 Masters this year, and he won in Miami. So and Shanghai should suit Roger Federer. It's fast surface. He has won it. He has won this tournament before. So it should suit him. Roger Federer loves fast surfaces because he's first strike tennis player. He's an ultra aggressive tennis player. So he should be rewarded on this court. So I believe, even though that Roger has a tricky draw, he has Marin Cilic already in the second round if Cilic wins his first match, because we all know that the top seeds have buys in the first round. But I believe that Cilic will win his first round. I believe that, but I'm not sure because Cilic has had a disaster year. So, but I believe I think that Roger will defeat Cilic, because the head-to-head between Roger and Cilic is 9-1. So the only match that Cilic has defeated to Roger Federer is 5 years ago in US Open semi-final when Cilic destroyed and crushed Roger Federer. But that was Cilic. That was a peak Cilic. We have never seen Cilic that good ever again, and we will never see it. And we will never see it again, I believe. So I think that Roger will come past Cilic, and then Roger has, I think, a player like David Goffin, who has had a decent summer so far. David Goffin, who Roger has destroyed David Goffin this year, the matches that they have played each other. He defeated him in Halle final, and he defeated him in US Open. He crushed David Goffin in US Open. David Goffin is a worse version of Roger Federer, a much worse version. He likes to take the ball early. He likes to play 1 or 2 meters further close to the baseline. So exactly like Roger Federer, he likes to take time away from his opponents, exactly like Roger Federer. But the problem with David Goffin is that Roger Federer does it 3-4 times better than David Goffin. And that's why David Goffin has only defeated Roger Federer 1 time in his career, 1 time, and that was, I believe, in the 2017 ATP Tour finals, in that semi-final. So no, David Goffin will not defeat Roger Federer in the 3rd round. I don't believe that. And then Roger Federer can face in the quarterfinal, I believe. He can face Zverev, but I don't think that Zverev can go there. He can face RBA. RBA, he's a player that I believe can go to that quarterfinals. I strongly believe he can go there. Roger Federer can face Rublev. Rublev, he's a really, really dangerous player. Roger Federer can face a player like Coric as well. Coric is a defending runner-up here in Shanghai. Coric defeated Roger Federer, if I'm not mistaken, last year Shanghai in the semi-finals, if I'm not mistaken. So Coric was in the final last year and lost to Novak Djokovic. Anyway, Roger is my number 3rd player in Shanghai. My number 2nd player in Shanghai, I'm sorry. My number 1 player, and the player who I believe will win this tournament, it is Novak Djokovic. Novak Djokovic has looked superb in Tokyo. He won this tournament. I know it is not a Masters 1000 tournament, it is not a Grand Slam tournament, it is a 500 class tournament, but anyway, he won it without dropping 1 single set, if I'm not mistaken. So Novak Djokovic is showing some superb form. And when Novak Djokovic is in the zone, he is the man to beat. He is the best player in the world. He is the world number 1. The ranking is not lying, even though that Rafa Nadal is not far behind him, but Novak Djokovic is the number 1 player in the world. And Novak Djokovic's best surface, in my opinion, it is hard court. And he is a complete tennis player, Novak Djokovic, in my opinion. He has serve. His serve has been... He's not a super great server like Roger Federer is, but he's not a bad server. He has great returns. He has great backhand. He has great forehand. Novak Djokovic has a great forehand, even though his forehand is not as good as Rafa Nadal and Roger Federer's, but his forehand is not bad, especially his cross-court forehand. When Novak Djokovic gets that ball cross-court, he just pushes his opponents to the corners. He his cross-court forehand is so good, Novak Djokovic's forehand, in my opinion. So, Novak Djokovic is a complete tennis player. He is in Shanghai to win. He is not there to lose in the second or third or fourth round or quarterfinals or semifinals or whatever. He is there to defend his champion. He is there to defend his title. He has won Shanghai 4 times, more times of all the players. So I believe that Novak Djokovic will win Shanghai Masters. I believe we will have quarterfinals matches between Novak Djokovic and Tsitsipas. On the top half of the draw, between Medvedev and Karen Khachanov, between Roger Federer and why not RBA? RBA is always dangerous on hard courts. So, but I'm not sure about RBA, but I believe that we will have quarterfinals between Roger Federer and RBA. No, I'm sorry, our RBA is not that in section. I mean Dominic Thiem and RBA. I'm sorry, quarterfinals, and then Roger Federer and why not Rublev? I think Rublev can get to that quarterfinal, really, but I'm not sure. This is not easy, but why not Rublev, between Roger Federer and Rublev, and semifinals between Novak Djokovic and Daniil Medvedev. I think Novak wins there, and then Roger Federer and Dominic Thiem, and I think Roger will win there. And I think we will have a final between Novak Djokovic and Roger Federer, and the champion will be Novak Djokovic. That is my feeling. And some dark horses, why not a player like Rublev? Rublev is a really dangerous dark horse. He can go to that quarterfinal and face Roger Federer. And why not a player like John Isner? John Isner, with that huge serve, he can do some big damage on this court. So dark horses, Rublev and John Isner. I don't see any more dark horses I can mention in this tournament, really. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and bye bye.